For the game in Red Devil Nation!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you would please stand and remove your hats for the McKenna Montgomery.
You see ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening and welcome to Rancocas Valley Football 2018. My name's Tony Blum along with Dave Klemic. And Dave, good to be back with you. A very memorable season last year and one of the top plays in South Jersey last year. Matter of fact, I believe KYW-TV named it their #1 play of the season. Dave, when you saw Iverson Klemic return that punt for a touchdown, I know you still can't believe they kicked it to him, but it was a great season for Rancocas Valley.
It was a great season, and it was great to be with you, Tony. You're a blast to be up here with, and even though I think in that game it was the game that I swallowed the bee on the open right as Danny Condress. I was saying Danny Condress, and I had a bee there was a bunch of bees up here, and I swallowed one to start the game with. But that's how it goes up here sometimes. It's great to be back with you, Tony.
So today it's Camden Catholic, the opposition, and Rancocas Valley, of course, minus their all-everything at Iverson Clement, who is now playing for the University of Florida, the Gators, and they do have Bryce Mangine back, and of course Danny Condress, his favorite receiver, also back, and they will receive to start this football game. Mangine back to receive.
That'll be Bryce Mangine back deep to receive.
Short kick. Bounces down, and Mangine has to really hustle to get on it, and he does recover at the 30-yard line. That was Condress, pardon me. So makes the reception, and they'll start off at their own 30-yard line without Iverson Clement. And he said, you know, back at last season, ran him about 15 times a game. It wasn't that much. He wasn't that much of a workhorse, so we're still going to run our same sets offensively, and we still have a couple of good runners in Anthony Moses and Ty Matlock.
Yeah, you know, they thought they were smart to do that because they let the other, the rest of the team give their, put their little 2 cents in on every play, and he was obviously a big threat all the time. But
here's Mangine rolling to his right, looking to throw. Quick pitch to the right side is completed. 32, cutting to his left, across the 45, and right to the 48-yard line. That was Condress with the reception.
I got to be a big fan of him last year, being just a little scrappy guy that was, all the attention was on Iverson, so Condress is standing there wide open, catching touchdowns left and right, and, then everyone had to start paying attention to him. He's a legitimate threat.
But there was a holding call against Rancocas Valley, so that opening play is going to be called back.
Preliminary indication, block in the back against RV.
Ball moved back to the 25-yard line.
It'll be first and 15 for the
First and 15, splitting out to the left side is Jameer Washington, a junior at 6'3", so a big target for Mangine. takes the snap. Quick pitch over the middle is complete across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
For a gain of about 7 yards.
That was Condris on the reception.
Quick slant. They're giving him the slant there because they're laying off and they're laying off of him about 6 yards. So they're just kind of handing him that play right there. Now he's going to take the inside shoulder there. Number 6.
Double slot formation for Mangine. Back to pass. Sets, throws deep down the left side. Overshoots everybody. Could have been Condris or Washington, but too much air under that one.
He's got an arm, too. He's committed to play baseball at University of Pennsylvania next year, right?
That's correct.
He committed as a junior, which is completely different than back in the old days when I was playing. You couldn't commit till you were after your senior year. Or no, sorry, after your senior season really was when you would commit. Now you can do it in 8th grade.
That's right. They're recruiting
good enough.
Extremely young. So now third down and 7 from the 32. Again, Mangine. Screen coming up over the middle. It's complete with a first down. Into midfield. Inside the 40 and to the 36-yard line.
Number 26.
That was Cerrone Hill on the reception, set up beautifully, Dave.
Yes, Cerrone. I expect he's going to have a big year this year. He had a nice kickoff return last year that just kind of made us pay attention to him. We hadn't heard much from him because he had so many other good players, and he had a nice, great kickoff return against Camden last year, and it's kind of opened our eyes to Cerrone.
Here's the give. Check that. Mangine keeps it, tosses to the right side. Again, the completion to the 31-yard line. Condris again with the reception. Of course, they're so familiar with each other. Mangine and Condris, it's pretty much second nature now. They can connect so easily.
Yeah, and you can see the athleticism of Mangine. He stands back there and just kind of like he's slinging it, and you let him be an athlete, and he really, really is. I wish he would play some ball and some college football too, but he's going to be a fantastic, whatever he does.
They give to Moses, but they're all over him. A loss back to the 35-yard line is good penetration there by the defense of Camden Catholic. Well, you never know, Dave. I mean, he's such a good quarterback that.
Yeah, we'll see. I was a dual sport athlete in college, and it was track and football, which is pretty easy. It's not two skilled sports like that at two positions. But, I played a guy, Jim Murphy, that was a college quarterback and also the starting point guard on the basketball team at Northeastern University. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
So now third down, we'll call it 8. From the 36, Mangine with plenty of time to throw. Fires to the left side, too strong. He had Condris, but overshoots. And now a decision for Coach Hausman. Will he be going for it here? Or will he kick it and look to pin them back deep? And that's what he's going to do. And, of course, Mangine, also the punter. He will be kicking from the 49 of Camden Catholic. They may be anticipating a fake here, Dave, as there's nobody back.
Or they just, they're going to send in somebody to block. They're trying to send one extra one in to block this. That gives you a mismatch numbers-wise on the number game. They have a guy punting the ball. You have no guy returning the ball, and that gives you a mismatch by numbers. You can go try to block that.
Let's see how they play it. No score. Snap and the kick. High. Got to bounce down at around the 5-yard line and unable to save it into the end zone.
I was just saying, sometimes these it's the safest thing to do is just play special teams safe. It is a game of field position, and special teams play a huge part in that. But playing them safe is the most important thing because they can create disastrous plays if it's done wrong.
Malik Lowe looking to save that one, get it back into the playing field, but just not able to do it. So Camden Catholic now will start off at their own 20-yard line. Mickey Santor is the quarterback. Snap over his head, racing back to fall on it at the 2-yard line. Some finals. St. Joe's of Maryland knocking off Holy Spirit from Baltimore, 35-16 at the half. State College of Pennsylvania leads St. Augustine 13-7 in the second quarter. Millville all knotted up with St. Peter's at 6. Now St. Peter's over Millville, 12-6. That's an update. So teams traveling outside the area, Dave. That's what they're doing these days.
Yeah, there's it's a neat thing with how they reset the whole West Jersey conference, and it's helped out Mainland tremendously. I did the game Mainland against Overbrook last night, which they had a really tough time. They only won 2 games in 2 seasons. Now they're playing a weaker schedule, and it does help these teams to be more competitive. So there's not these blowout scores all the time.
So Santor now will duck in. And a whistle and a flag. So Camden Catholic with a very unauspicious start here.
There's a lot of young players out there right now. They had some controversy at the school with the coach leaving and a lot of people transferring. So you're going to see a lot of young players out there that are going to, first game of the season, make some mistakes. And they'll be forgiven for it because they know there's not a lot of guys to back them up.
Yeah, Cody Hall, the new coach of Camden Catholic, hired just 12 weeks ago. 27 to be exact kids transferred. So he said if you take away the freshmen, 27, that's like 3/4 of your team. So a lot of young players, as you said. They're going to have to rebuild. Rolling to his left, and he caught for a loss. And a safety. So 2-0. That was Edric, I believe, and he is going to be the star on defense this year, Dave. He's 6'2", 225, middle linebacker, and he is a load.
Yeah, he was a stud last year, and I thought he was a senior, come to think of it, but now I'm really glad to see him back. He's gonna have a bright future. This kid is a football player.
So 2-0. Rancocas Valley now will, of course, receive the punt or whatever they choose to do, however they choose to kick it. Normally it is a punt. We remember last year how much we talk about Iverson Klemic on the offense, but in reality, when you take a look at last year's team, really the thing that made them so good in addition to that offense was really that defense. They played so well.
They did. I mean, they had strength all the way around. I hadn't seen a team that balanced from all positions in a long time. And I said that right in the beginning when I first saw the kids. I was just down on the field. I'm like, what a balanced look of every. There wasn't just one portion of the line or the linebackers or the secondary that was much bigger or more athletic. And sure enough, they go to the state championship. And I mean, they should have won that game against Lenape.
Interesting, though, they lost that game by the exact same score that they beat Lenape earlier in the season, 10-7. Henry DeVerso will kick it off. High but very short. Going to bounce down and be taken at the 49. Cutting to his left to the 47 of Camden Catholic on the return. Ty Matlock. So right back into Camden Catholic territory.
Now we're seeing some kickers that look more like linemen. I've seen it at Penn State last year, and wearing the 99, and now we have some more linemen kicking the ball, and it didn't work out. Like he's not getting a lot of boot behind it right now, but I'm sure these guys are young and they're learning these skill positions as we go.
So the Red Devils come out on a slot formation to the left side. Andres in motion to the right side. Off the jet sweep. He makes the turn. He's got the first down and more along the right sideline. Inside the 30. Keeps his feet. He's to the 10 and dives in for the touchdown. 48 yards for Danny Condris. So he, not just a receiver, pretty good with the feet as well.
Yeah, they missed him last year. I mean, they were able to win, and I think when he had that injury, during the playoffs, they still were able to creep through, but really that's the type of athleticism that kid has, and it could take a lot of pressure off of Iverson last year. Now we just see him having this senior swag moment right now where he's just, he looks great.
That's number 90.
Preskavich to attempt.
Preskavich in for the extra point.
Snap.
That kick is blocked.
And it is blocked. No good.
No good. With
Preskavich looked like he put on about 30 pounds since last year. He was a tiny guy. Now he looks like he put on some weight.
8-0. Rancocas Valley on top. And for over 45 years, the Limo Group has provided quality engineering services to public clients throughout New Jersey and New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Many of these clients have used the Limo Group services for municipal and state. Group can engineer your ideas and help you create just what you need. Holly. Burst by Condras off the jet sweep and
a little bit less than I think he weighs about 130. That's what I weighed my senior year, Preskavich. Don't worry about it. You can put that weight on.
The kick by Preskavich is out of bounds, so they're going to get the ball at the 40-yard line. Good opening field position for Camden Catholic.
So I remember Coach Scuderi spent many years at Camden Catholic and he's a Hall of Fame coach in New Jersey because of his record at Camden Catholic. And I remember when he left and went to the St. Augustine's Prep, and I coached with him for a little bit in the preseason, and he was a fantastic coach, man. And these guys have come from a great tradition, and I hope they can continue it with such a kind of controversial and kind of a real stab to this season. It's going to be for sure.
So they have the football for the second time, and a whistle and a flag. Trey Thorpe now at the quarterback position. He is a running back by trade, and Coach Hall very high on him, 5'9", 170-pound freshman. So the ball moved back 5 yards, a legal procedure the call.
I'll tell you what, man, this is a great high school atmosphere. It always has been. Every game last year was packed.
Here's Thorpe with the fake and the carry, sheds a tackle to the right sideline and run out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So you could see some of that potential he was talking about right there. A little shake and bake, showing some power despite the lack of any real size.
Yeah, and he's a savage on defense as well. He's very aggressive on defense. He's like kind of that, probably that Mike linebacker. I'm sorry, that Will linebacker, and he kind of plays the secondary a little bit, but he hits hard.
So second down now.
And freshman?
Freshman, yeah. Trey Thorpe. He lives up to his last name. He's going to be pretty good.
Thorpe.
Yeah.
I spent some time in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania this year. Went up and went skiing, and that whole town doesn't make any sense, but yeah, what an athlete.
Toss to the left side is complete for the first down.
So Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, he's never actually been into Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania ever. But somehow they have him buried there.
Deuce Preet made the reception for the first down. First down, the initial first down for Camden Catholic. The Irish come out, slot formation to the right side, trailing at 8-0 with 7:12 left in the opening quarter. The snap, very short, may have hit somebody's leg on the way back to the quarterback, but again, they were able to fall on it. Actually, the motion man actually fell on that.
All this timing is so hard to do when you're moving at much higher speeds, and you're probably, once your adrenaline's flowing, everything's going to mess up at first. Hopefully they'll get in a groove and be able to just play football. As of right now, they have probably more negative yards and penalties than they actually have plays.
Santor now back in at quarterback. He'll duck in. Slot formation to the right side. 2nd and 15. Santor back to pass, being rushed, and he has no chance at all. He is buried. Darius Wakefield, a 6'2", 260-pound sophomore, busting through there and tossing him down.
Tackled on the play by number 71, Darius Wakefield.
Vineland on top of Williamstown in the second quarter under an updated score, 7-0. Of course, Williamstown supposed to be one of the top teams in South Jersey, and trailing it now to Vineland 7-0. And word this week that Naeem Anderson, the linebacker, also running back for Vineland, who initially was attending Maryland, University of Maryland, is now transferred to Rutgers, reuniting with Isaiah Pacheco, his teammate at Vineland.
Wow, okay, so both of them are going to Rutgers.
Yeah. Again, being rushed and thrown for a huge loss is the quarterback, Santor.
If you transfer prior to ever playing in the game, do you have to sit?
Well, they're having some issues down there with their coach at Maryland, so they're going to apply to allow him to play this year. Rutgers will. They just have to get the approval, I believe, before he can play this year. But he's like 6'2", 240 pounds, just a great linebacker. I think he'll have a bright future. And, of course, having somebody there who's your buddy from your high school makes the transition a lot easier. Here's the kick. Coming up and making the catch at the 46-yard line is Condris to the left side. Condris with a blocker in front. A penalty flag is down. He takes it to the house, but that one is going to be coming back.
That's a clip. That was a pretty clear one. If you guys are on delay, you'll see this. You'll see that there's a clip on this one. And he didn't need to, because I think he would have scored that anyway. He actually clipped them into Condris, and that he really didn't need to.
Well, you can see that Condris picking up where he left off last year, even more involved, I think, this year than he was last year, because he's going to run the football. He's obviously a great wide receiver, also going to be involved in the return game, so they're going to use him a lot.
Yeah, I think he's put a little weight on, it looks like. He's hit it hard in the weight room, and he's fast, he's quick, and very, very confident. I call that the senior swag. He's got it. He's got the senior swag.
Yeah, he is. He's very quick. So the football's still in the hands of Rancocas Valley. They lead it 8-0. The ball at the 43-yard line of Camden Catholic. Splitting out to the right side is Jerome Hill. Slot formation to the left side. Split far out to the left is Jameer Washington. Mangine fires over the middle. This one is caught at the 20-yard line inside the check that to 25-yard line to the 20-yard line. And again, that appeared to be Jerome Hill on the reception, and that was a bullet, Dave.
Bullet right on a slant route, right on the money. Didn't really have to slow down, hit him right in the chest, maybe a little high, but he didn't have to jump. And I played for one of the greatest receivers of all time. I'll get back to that.
Here's Mangine keeping it himself, circling the left end and knocked out of bounds. Go ahead, Dave.
So, as a receiver, you just don't want to jump when the ball's in the air. I'm giving my brother, man, a little advice. Don't jump. We're going for the slant route. You lead when you jump, the ball drops. So you want to stay to the ground. He did catch it though, nice. It just it's one of those things where you want to keep your feet to the ground when going across the middle like that. But beautiful play anyway. I'm nitpicking.
5-yard gain. Well, that comes from experience.
Yeah, Charlie Joyner would not have that.
Here's the give to Moses, slanting off left tackle to the 10 to the 9-yard line, picking up a first down. But of course, probably when you were his age, you didn't know that.
I sure didn't. But
you learned.
If I had somebody on the television that was telling me what to do, I would at least take advantage of it, brother.
I hear you.
Take advantage of it. I mean, that guy's one of the smartest football minds I've ever met, too.
Here's Mangine at the 9 with the snap. Sets, fires to the right corner of the end zone, and this one is incomplete. Just off the fingertips.
That was pretty much a Hail Mary, though. It wasn't it wasn't really on a play like that. You're running a straight fade, and you're saying, my athlete is better than your athlete, and I'm putting the ball out. It was nothing fancy.
Again, that was Hill on the intended receiver.
He has single coverage over there, and they probably would try to do it again. I might do that again, or if you like the matchup, they're not changing it.
Just off his fingertips, so 2nd and goal from the 9. 8-0, Rancocas Valley, 3:52 left in the opening quarter. It's been all Rancocas Valley. Condors, motion to the right side. Mangine the other way to the 2. Little misdirection there. You saw 3 blockers in front, though, Dave, as they pulled out, and Condors taking some defenders with him, and then Mangine following the blockers to the left side.
And Mangine looks so comfortable in there. Yeah. He just really does. He looked comfortable last year. At very few times I feel like he was very jittery, and now I just feel like he owns it. He really is owning this position, just very relaxed.
I think he feels this year, last year it was Iverson Clement's team. This year it's his team.
Exactly. I was just thinking the same exact thing. And it's hard to own the team when you got something like a celebrity, almost a celebrity. A guy who was probably the best player in the state.
There's Mangine into the end zone. Incomplete.
We would see him leave here and signing autographs. I've never seen that in high school. Maybe I saw Jabril Peppers one time signing autographs to people on the other team when he played against St. Augustine's Prep. I've never seen that before. And then Iverson was over here signing autographs after every game.
Well, see, here's the thing. You got to get them at this point in time, because once they become the big stars, a lot tougher to get them. And when you get them in high school, they're probably going to be worth a lot more down the road.
I went and told him right away. I said, "Listen, go ahead and buy your own domain name before I do. I'm going to buy IversonClement.com, and you're going to have to buy it from me someday."
4th down and goal. Mangine takes the snap. Mangine with the give to the goal line and in for the touchdown. That was, check that. Calling timeout. But I believe he did score, correct?
I don't know.
That'll be 1st down, Camden County.
No, he did not score. His knee must have touched.
I tell you, that
gives off the left side, but
That'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Irish.
couldn't quite make out who was on the carry as everybody. Pleasantville, 7-0. Pleasantville, of course, on the rebound, Dave. Their program has been down for quite some time, and they're just coming back.
Pleasantville, they have had, what they're trying to do was a lot of their players, they lose to like Holy Spirit and St. Joe's, St. Augustine's Prep. These teams are, and they have a ton of talent at that school and in that area, in the town of Pleasantville. They have a tremendous track team, but their football team has struggled for many, many years, and now they really have some coaches that really, really care, and some people in their community that really care about keeping them home and bringing a championship back to Pleasantville.
Santor able to scramble out of the end zone to avoid a second safety. They already have one. And it's 3rd down and close to 10. Of course, their linebacker Torrey committed to Rutgers this week. 6'2", 215-pounder, so 3-star recruit. So they've got some players, but as you say, the key is to keep them at Pleasantville.
Then their quarterback was a state 100-meter champion. He ran the Samir. He won the 100, and I think he made it even place in the 200. But I know he won the state championship Group 2 in the 100.
Santor able to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. So from the field position they have right here, there's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Again, Condors back to receive it. Took it to the house last time, but it was brought back because of a block in the back. But they're going to get great field position once again. And Very tough to win a game when you're giving the team, your opposition, a short field every single time.
I got to be honest with you. I think if they punt it to him, he's going to score again right now. If he gets it off, he's going to score again.
Short kick. Here comes Condris. Takes it at the 27-yard line to the right side. Gets a block. Sheds a tackle. Inside the 10. Along the right sideline. And he takes it to the house for the touchdown. 27 yards on the return for Condris.
I hate to be wrong. That was the easy one.
Well, people didn't realize that one of your other talents is being a clairvoyant.
I do. What do I do? I say I do my Tony Romo impression, which is I try to predict the play. But you could just see they really need to spread it out, and they don't have a lot of strength on the perimeter there to contain him. So it was an easy score.
Preskavich to attempt. First was blocked. The snap, the boot. And it is good.
With 7 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
So, it is now 15-0, Rancocas Valley, and we'll be back with more of Rancocas Valley football right after this word from Miller Ford.
Looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle? Miller Ford has a great selection to complement any lifestyle or budget. Plus, not just any car can be certified pre-owned Ford. Only the best cared for vehicles are chosen and then backed with Ford factory coverage, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, special financing, a clean Carfax report, and 24-hour roadside assistance. Find an affordable, reliable, and certified Miller Ford today. Miller makes it better. Route 38 Mount Holly and 24/7 at millerford.com.
Update your home with the long-lasting beauty of natural stone at the Hard Yard. Lippincott Supply in Mount Holly. We stock boulders, Belgian block, flagstone, stacking stone, and decorative gravel. We also offer a huge variety of natural thin veneer stone and custom cut stone. We can help you plan the job, rent the tools, and deliver it all. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the best place to buy natural stone products is at Lippincott Supply, downtown Mount Holly, since 1901.
Number 22, Zaire Park, is backbeat for the Irish.
Preskavich to kick it away. Got to be received at about the 5-yard line. Up the middle, across the 30, cuts back to his left, and he's finally knocked down at the 39-yard line. So a very nice return by Deuce Preet for Camden Catholic.
Good return. And that was early in the season last year. I remember as strong as Rancocas was, they had a little bit. They were a little porous on the kickoff team, and that's something they're going to have to correct. Coach Houseman's going to be all over it this year. I don't think he wants to go through that again.
Absolutely not. That's the end of the first quarter. Rancocas Valley leads it by the score of 15-0. Well, if you're looking to get into better shape, the Burn Boot Camp workout could be the answer. Designed to maximize your results in just 45 minutes with an average burn of 700 calories per camp. They skip the pre-registration and waiting list and get started as soon as you walk in the door, no matter the time of day. Burn Boot Camp is located on Route 38 in Hainesport. Give them a call, 856-924-8824. They offer free child care at various times each day. Burn Boot Camp, your chance to get in better shape in 45-minute sessions. Haddonfield on top of Pleasantville now 13-0 in the second quarter. Egg Harbor Township leads Atlantic City under new coach Leo Hamlet 7-0.
I played against Leo in college. He was at University of Delaware when I was at Northeastern for my freshman year.
Give up the middle, maybe a yard.
And
Trey Thorpe on the carry. Go ahead, Dave.
Leo Hamlet, who's the head coach of Atlantic City now, actually was like a finalist for the Walter Payton Award winner. That's like the Heisman Trophy of 1AA football. And he played, this is I was going to bring up, Eddie Conti from Delaware. who was an Ocean Township, New Jersey kid, and he was just an unbelievable, somebody I really, really looked up to. Was a tinier, smaller guy like myself, and real lightning quick. He plays exactly like Condris. I mean, they're like identical.
Legal shift the call, so 1st and 15 now from the 35-yard line for Camden Catholic. Santor, they give off right tackle. Nice yardage there, spinning over the 40 to the 41-yard line.
So if, Danny, you're watching this, you're going to look up Eddie Conti and look up his highlights and look at what he did in college at University of Delaware, and there's the guy you want to emulate right there. Watch what he does.
Thorpe with the carry picks up 6. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Sometimes I think you got to emulate guys that have your same body type. You know, it's hard to try to beat Randy Moss when you're Dave Klemic.
Santor, the quick pitch to the left side. It's complete. Breaks one tackle across the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's Zaire Hart on the reception.
Okay, so this is what I think is the smart play, is to push the ball outside, get it away from their big hogs in the middle, and let the receivers do a little work, and maybe get to slip one out. But I think they're going to be out leveraged right now in the middle. So this is a smart play. He's running screen passes like that, quick slants, stuff like that, and just stretch out this defense.
Slot formation to the left side with Treat and Tart. 3rd and 4 from the 46. Santor back to pass, quick pitch to the right side. Hit and falls forward for the first down. Across the midfield line to the 49-yard line of Rancocas Valley. Play nicely set up, but it was that last surge that got them the first down.
Yeah, they have some kids that are athletic, young athletic kids that are pretty quick. And I saw them in pregame that I saw they can make some moves like this. And they're just going to, like I said, and this is their first down. And that's how they are going to do it. Stretch them out a little bit, and then maybe push the ball down in the short pass ranges. I wouldn't go very long. I still think they're out-athleted deep here, but they're giving you some space here. You got to take that.
Santor back to pass, being rushed, throws to the right side, and this one's complete, but may have been completed for a loss, and it was.
I mean, right now, if they're up in the stand, if Camden Catholic is upstairs, they're going to see that they have this hitch route wide open on the bottom. If they're going to play that deep, and you got to take what they're giving you. Take it. Run the hitch route here on the bottom, and bottom of the screen with number 8. Do we have his name? We have.
That's Pre.
Yeah, they're going to give you. They're going to hand you this right here. This screen pass. Got to take it.
2nd and 12.
Right there. Exactly.
Santor throws to the left side, but nobody there.
That's exactly what I was telling them they should run if they're going to hand it to you. Sometimes they're trying to bait you by doing that. And they think they can beat you, with your speed at the outside linebacker position.
Arnold Young and Mark Loveland check in for Rancocas Valley with a 3rd and 12 from the 48-yard line. They trail it 15-0. But have looked better offensively in this drive. Slot formation to the left side. Now Tart switches to the right. Santor back to pass. Santor being rushed. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Knocked away on a nice defensive play.
He got some decent protection right there. He had time to throw it. I mean, they really did have a little time to throw, but that's the defense I would like to see. I'd like to see them in a basic cover 2 right there and just kind of take away everything they can do throwing-wise, because I just don't think they're going to be able to push the ball up the middle.
Jarrett Colon, the defender that knocked that away, and once again, the punt formation. DeVerso to punt. Angling it to the right sideline, trying to keep it away from Danny Condris, and he does so.
Fantastic punt. That's exactly the way you want to handle that. And if that first punt actually counted, that punt return by Condris, he would have had the same amount of punt returns for touchdowns as Iverson Clement in the whole season last year, right? I think he only had 2. Did he have 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, one of them was pretty important.
One was pretty important, yeah. And I couldn't believe they punted it to him, Milva. I just still can't believe it. And you can see, if you ever go back and you want to see that, if you can rewind that play, you would say that's the worst decision you could have made as a coaching decision, to punt the ball to that kid, knowing how clutch he was and all that stuff. I mean, he's too good to touch the ball.
Well, the thing is, when you look at the upside and you look at the downside, the upside is, well, you tackle him right there, or maybe he fumbles the football. That's about it. The downside is he takes it to the house.
For everybody Rancocas Valley that's watching this, they would remember that play very clearly and know exactly what we're talking about.
Vividly.
There's a flag on the play.
And Camden Catholic appears to have encroached. No, they have not. Actually, it was illegal. Yes, they have. I'm sorry.
The Red Devils in first and 5.
Haddonfield now leads Pleasantville 20-0. Of course, Haddonfield, defending South Jersey Group 2 champions, they have a very good team. Woodrow Wilson on top of Winslow Township, 12-0, and Woodrow Wilson expected to be one of the top teams in South Jersey as well. First and 5. Mangine, the give to the right side. Spinning to the 30 is Jerome Hill. Check that, they're going to mark it at the 29-yard line.
Correction, that's number 25.
They're just running, Camden Catholic's running a cover 1 right here with a deep safety and letting the guys man up on the outside and throwing a lot more in the box. Hopefully they can stop their run game in the middle here and just trust their guys on the outside can kind of hang, or they're going to throw, inaccurate passes.
Hill picks up the first down, so first at the 29-yard line. Double stack for the Red Devils. Mangine sets, being rushed, pumps, fakes to the right sideline. They have him hemmed in and going to be knocked down right about the line of scrimmage. So good defense there by the Irish.
Second and 8 for the Red Devils.
Second and 8, they give him a couple of yards on the carry, but still they played defense very well there. The one thing that Coach Hall was worried about is that defensive secondary, they're so young that he didn't feel that they would be able to handle all the different concepts that you are able to handle when you get older and more experienced, passing off receivers from one to the other. So they have to keep it very simple. And the left guard, I believe, jumping for Rancocas Valley. Mark Loveland. 5-yard walk-off.
What you said makes a lot of sense, too, to keep it simple with these younger guys, because it's one thing to learn a concept and know how to play it when you're playing Madden and all that stuff, but when you step on the field and your heart's racing and you hear the crowd screaming, all that stuff, it's like mush. You got to it has to be second nature.
The snap to Mangine. The give, slanting off left side, breaking tackles. Across the 35, he's still on his feet. Into Camden Catholic territory, knocked down along the left sideline for big gainer.
Appears to be a first down, no flag on the play.
It's a nice athletic run.
Ty Matlock getting the call and the big play.
Called his name a couple times late last year. They started seeing, with Condress being hurt, they started seeing him kind of get some plays in last year. He was productive when he touched the ball.
At the 48, another whistle. Timeout called by Camden Catholic. They trail at 15-0, 6:45 left in quarter number 2. Parent Chief Chapels has been part of the greater Mount Holly community for more than 180 years. Community service and participation are both part of their heritage. When you have a need for their services, you can call 609-267-0399. Go to their website at parentchief.com or visit their warm and comfortable offices at 438 High Street in Mount Holly. They're there to help honor the memory of your loved ones. Parent Chief Chapels, a proud supporter of the student athletes at Rancocas Valley High School. So Camden Catholic calls the timeout. Rancocas Valley off the big run by Matlock with a first down at the 48 of Camden Catholic.
Man, this football weather is it just. Yeah, well, yesterday it was 100 and some degrees. Today it feels like fall. Feels like football. Even when you're on the good thing about field turf versus AstroTurf, which I used to play on, is it still has the feel of grass, though. Although so you don't have the old school people complaining too much. They almost can't tell the difference. But you don't get the smell of. What they need to do is make a fragrance that smells like cut grass. If they could do that, I'd feel like old school.
Well,
football.
there you go.
Yeah,
there's a goal of yours.
We're doing that.
You're going to admit it. That's it. Mangine rolling to his right, throwing on the run. It's complete along the right sideline. That's Danny Myers, and we certainly remember Mr. Myers from last year. He is the one that caught that 2-point conversion.
Yes, right, the tight end.
After Iverson Klemic ran it back for the score, that actually gave them the victory over Millville.
That was that was exciting. What an exciting season! That's my first year broadcasting since about 2004 when I first broke my leg in Kansas City, and I get to be part of this very magical season.
Second down, we'll call it 6 for Rancocas Valley. Double slot formation. Mangine looking out to his left. Back to pass. Going to step up. Throws to the right sideline. All alone making the catch is Hill. He has one man to beat, and he's going to beat him with a touchdown. 44 yards for Hill. On the connection from Mangine, who did a nice job of stepping up in the pocket, had plenty of protection, found Hill, and Hill wide open spaces.
That is an RV touchdown.
Yeah, there's a couple concepts that when there's a broken play like that, the deeper pass routes go short, the shorter pass routes go deep, and they cross and they crisscross, and there's a lot of confusion, and that confused the heck out of the Camden Catholic defensive secondary.
Mangine to hold, Proskavich to kick. Snap, and the boot, and it's good.
With 5 minutes, 46 seconds remaining.
So Rancocas Valley now up 22-0. Premier Barbershop is the place to get your haircut. They have experienced barbers at Premier who specialize in the latest styles. Fades, temple tapers, mohawks, comb-overs, designs, and more. Premier Barbershop, 14 High Street in Mount Holly. They are a diversified establishment. If you look good, they look good. Get sharp at Premier Barbershop in Mount Holly. So Rancocas Valley using the big play here this evening, Dave, to go up 22-0. Scored on a 48-yarder, a 27-yarder, another 44-yarder. They have a safety.
Yeah, it's getting away from them pretty quick, but I do think Camden doesn't look that, they don't look that undisciplined or anything like that. They're taking advantage of them being young, and some of those broken plays, they'll confuse the guys, but I mean, it doesn't look like a complete blowout. The big mistakes are what make you look like it's a blowout, but there hasn't been that many big mistakes.
Tart at the 10. Starts off to his right. Looking to circle the end. Hemmed in, and is going to be pushed out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So good coverage there on the kickoff.
And this young Camden Catholic team, they do show some signs of promise. They made a nice kickoff. There was a nice kickoff return. They've had some nice plays. Their timing is off on some of their jet sweeps, but they're showing some promise.
Well, considering you have to take circumstances into consideration, and it would be tough, I don't care who you are, what kind of coach you are. If you come into a circumstance like Coach Hall did, you understand that there's a steep hill to climb.
Right. And Rancocas Valley is a good team, and they beat up on Moorestown in a scrimmage last week.
Give off the right side, no gain at all.
And Moorestown has some fantastic football players.
Santor has been the quarterback most of the way. And again, not only did they have circumstances to deal with, Dave. But, of course, Coach Hall was only hired 12 weeks ago. It's tough to kind of implement what you want to do with a team that you don't know anything about in that shorter period of time.
Yeah, when they talk about rebuilding process, they talk about 3 years, not 3 weeks. It's very tough.
2nd and 12, low snap, Santor being rushed, throws, and it was nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of the man we talked about earlier, Jesse Edrick. And he has great size for that linebacker position at 6'2", 225. I mean, that's what you look for on pretty much any level of football.
Yeah, and and the neat thing about him is it's not just that he's going to hit you and on all the blitzes. As you can see, the really great players they're in the right place at the right times, and he finds the ball. And in that play, he may be playing as a down lineman, but he found the ball in the air. This is just kind of a knowing the game and being a senior athlete. You get some swag.
3rd down and 12. Back to pass Santor. He's rolling out to his right. He has some room now. They're closing on him, and he slides at the 31-yard line, just shy of the 1st down.
Smart way to slide into that and not take that big impact. This is what Carson Wentz needs to do. He needs to learn how to slide and not take these big impacts. But anyway, that's for if you're an Eagles fan.
Well, Santor going to the sideline. He slid, but of course he slid 2 yards, 3 yards short of the 1st down. But they're going for it right here. Down 22-0 with 4:10 left in the opening quarter. The big gamble, or at least they're setting up for the big gamble. They made looking to draw them off sides. And now they call timeout.
Yeah, they probably will punt, although their punting the last one was a good punt, but they have had very bad luck with punting to Condris.
22-0, 4:01 left in this 1st half. Rancocas Valley leads it. Over the years, Third Base Sports and Trophies has grown into one of the leading companies on the East Coast in providing all of your trophy and apparel needs. Located on Hollywood Avenue in Cherry Hill, they provide one-stop shopping to their customers with outstanding quality, service, and affordability. Open Monday through Friday from 9 till 5, Saturdays 9 till noon. Phone them 856-665-0114. Remember to stop at Third Base on your way home. Always love that tagline. It's so good. So they are going to punt the football. DeVerso to kick it. Condris to receive it. High, short kick. Condris comes up for it, makes the catch at the 48. Starts to his right, now cuts back to his left using his quickness. Circles the left end. He has a blocker in front. Gets a quick block at the 30. Cuts back to his right, and he's going to take it in for yet another touchdown. Talk about a one-man wrecking crew, Dave.
That would be 3 punt returns for touchdowns if the one didn't get called back. If you're tuning in late to this, that's just unheard of. He's going to be leading the country in punt return yards for probably half of the season based off of this game alone.
Got to be such a deflating play, though, for the Irish of Camden Catholic, giving up the special team touchdowns. But as they say, special teams are just as much part of the game as you can see here this evening as offense and defense.
And at this level, I keep reiterating this, and I did last night doing the Mainland game. You could see that they can be disastrous plays. So you want to just get out of there and do everything perfect, but just don't get out with a disastrous play like that. And that's where they can really, really hurt you.
Mangine will hold Preskavich to attempt.
That kick is up.
And the kick is good.
With 3 minutes, 42 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
So Rancocas Valley now leads it 29-0. Highway Tire and Auto Service stocks a wide selection of tires for your vehicle. Their passenger tire inventory includes favorite brands like Goodyear, Kelly, and Dunlop. You'll get the best replacement tire for your car, light truck, or SUV right now, but there's more. Highway Tire and Auto Service, family owned and operated for over 50 years, also offers specials on oil changes, alignment, and brake service. Highway Tire and Auto Service, 1661 Route 38 in Mount Holly. Phone them 609-267-5300 or visit them online at highwaytires.com. Cinnamonson over Cherry Hill West, 7-0 as we continue to update you on scores around South Jersey. Of course, so many schools opening up on week 0, as they're calling it, a week earlier than they would normally open up, and I think that's probably going to continue. And we may even have a state champion on the public school side eventually.
That would be cool.
Preskavich once again. Good kick. Tate at the 9. Starts to his right. Being hemmed in, and he's going to be knocked down at 18-yard line.
Man, Preskavich has got a leg for a little guy. He's really booms the ball. He's got a great leg. I mean, we said that last year, and he's really putting him. He's putting him right. He's pinning him back and within the 5-10 yard line every kick.
Yeah, he's listed at 5'10", 145.
Honestly, that's how big I was when I was in. I think I was 140. What year is he?
I think he's a senior. Let me check here. He is a senior.
Yeah, that's about my size. I think I was 150. In college, I get to college and they called me Paper because I was really white and they could see me when I was standing here, and then when I turned to the side, I disappeared because that's how skinny I was.
So you could probably walk through rain and not get wet. Is that what you...
I didn't get a lot of raindrops. I can tell you that.
But I'm sure by the time you graduated from Northeastern, not quite the same. Is that right?
188.5 at the NFL Combine, and I was very excited to be that big. I really worked hard to get my weight up.
Santor. The snap. Giving off to the right side, but nothing really there. They've had a very, very tough time trying to run the football. As you said earlier, Dave, probably their best bet is to try to hit those quick, short passes. But they have not been able to consistently do that.
Yeah, I think in the second half, they pretty much secured the win here. What they're going to do is let their starters probably stay in here up until halftime, and then they should start, wheeling in some of the younger guys.
There's something for everybody, that is, at Dempster's Sports Pub in Mount Holly. Early bird specials, Mexican Monday, Saturday breakfast, Thirsty Thursday, a great menu featuring their scrumptious burgers, night entertainment, and a wide array of beverages. But Dempster's Sports Pub was designed for the sports fan. You can watch all the NFL and college football games, plus baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, you name it. And they have their own teams for shuffleboard, darts, and horseshoes. Dempster's Sports Pub, 437 Pine Street, just off Route 38 in Mount Holly, where friends become family. Second down and 11.
That'll be first. Correction, that'll be second and...
Santor with the snap. Throws quickly to the right side. It is complete. Looking to break free, but then decked. And now a whistle, and they call unnecessary roughness, that is.
And we just got an update from Tom Williams that the Eagles just released the quarterback from Holy Spirit High School, Joe Callahan. Pretty much played the second half of the third preseason game all by himself, and he was with the Packers. Went to a Division III school, I believe, or a Division II school in Pennsylvania, and he's really made some of himself in the NFL right now. He's been on the practice squad, I think, or on the roster with the Packers all last season. So we'll be sad to see him go from the Eagles, but I'm sure he'll catch on somewhere. Good luck, Joe. Good luck, buddy.
Necessary roughness is, I think they said that he was in the clutches of a defender and then a late hit. That's going to give him an automatic first down. Ball marked at the 20-yard line. They're down 29-0. Slot formation to the left side. Low snap. Santor with the inside counter to the 25-yard line.
Jesse Edrick he was on a blitz the last play, and he timed it up really nice. And look, I mean, he took 3 people with him on that blitz, like carried. He looks so strong out there and fast. I mean, he's going to be fun. I mean, you just see, we should start penciling in him right now for some of that all-conference type of stuff.
Thorpe on that last carry. Pickup of 6, second down. Check that. Pickup of 4, second down and 6. Now the give off left tackle to the 25-yard line. There's a marker down.
Yeah, his knee was down before he fumbled that. But Tom Williams is correcting me. It is. He played for Wesley College. Joe Callahan did.
And he set all sorts of records there, too. I mean, he had tremendous yards throwing the football. And it was interesting, too, because in high school, not so much.
They had 2 running backs that were unbelievable. Nigel Jones, who went to University of Maine and had a phenomenal career there before his he actually had his career ended by a concussion. He was disqualified by the NCAA for having, I think, 4 or 5 concussions. And I can't remember the other running back, but he was offered by Boston College, and they were the 2 running backs rushed for each about 2,000 yards apiece. So they really didn't need to throw the ball at all. But he really did his thing in college, and I really wish him luck, because I'd like to see those local guys play, and it really makes you. It's kind of like watching Mike Trout. You just get way behind the guy, and you watch him grow up and live in your neighborhoods and everything like that. So I wish him the best of luck.
Rancocas Valley calling timeout as the officials walk to the right and then walk back to the left, and I think they've got it straight now. It's second down and 4 yards to go. 29-0. Rancocas Valley with 2:30 left in this first half. Adams Electrical Contractors are your residential specialists handling additions, renovations, and basement. Install generators, indoor and outdoor lighting, ceiling fans, smoke detectors, whatever you need. They offer free estimates and have been in business for over 35 years. Adams Electrical Contractors, 139 Pine Street in Mount Holly. Phone 609-267 online at adamselectrical.com. And speaking of Nigel, is now coaching at Atlantic City High School. Nice to see that as well. I remember him as a freshman. It was amazing how good he was as a freshman.
One of the fastest players I've ever got to see around in like local competition.
Second down. Check that. Third down, pardon me, and 4. The give off the right side to appears to be Thorpe, but he goes nowhere. Lost some yardage, and now a timeout as Rancocas Valley wanting to preserve the short amount of time that's left here in this first quarter. 2:24, they lead at 29-0. Of course, if they were to score, Dave, another touchdown, an extra point, that would make it 36, and that would start the clock.
Right, that's right. You know what? I forgot about that rule. And then we've had several of those Rancocas Valley last year where they go up 36. The rule is
I think it's 35
points, yeah. And then 8. It's a running clock in the second half. I think it's a good rule too.
So both teams huddling around their coaches, and halftime we'll have Mike Lamb, the new AD here at Rancocas Valley.
I got to meet him walking out of the bathroom. We were walking out at the same time, and I just I kind of caught the AD type of swagger as he was walking around, and I introduced myself, and sure enough, you know, that's why everyone was here real early today, kind of meet him. This is his first day taking over.
So once again, it'll be, want to make a prediction here?
If they You should take a knee.
How about kicking it out of bounds? How about that? It's blocked. Rolling around, and it's going to be recovered by Rancocas Valley at around the 11-yard line. DeVerso gets it blocked, and wasn't a return for a touchdown, but they're 11 yards away from a touchdown.
And, you know, that's actually been that blocked punt was safer than kicking it to Danny Condris.
Yeah, at least they have to go 11 yards here.
And just, you know, Nigel actually had 92 points as a freshman and 1,207 yards, which are both Cal records for a freshman.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah.
And you think about it, you're saying to yourself, man, a freshman, he's got 3 more years.
Yeah. He was a scary talent. And had a great career at University of Maine before he got disqualified. It was really sad, and one of the nicest, sweet-hearted human beings I've ever met, too. Comes from a great family.
Of course, Flash Morgan from Atlantic City,
yes.
6'4" receiver, also headed to Maine.
Their games at University of Maine played on TV last night.
Okay. Running on the field, getting there a little late is Matlock. Looking to sweep the right side on the carry. Cutting it back inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. That was Mateo Assis. To the 9-yard line. Second down. 2nd and 6. Coach Houseman rotating in some players here. Of course, they have the big lead, 29-0. C splitting out to the left side in the slot, and far out to the left side is Jameer Washington, a 6'3" junior. Throwing to the right side off the fingertips.
Push-ups. I know he's going to do push-ups after the game. That one was right on the money. Those are tough to catch. To kind of go behind you a little bit like that, but when you touch it, you know that was your fault.
So now 3rd down and 6. Rancocas Valley up big.
I love this. Tom Williams has been here fact-checking us through everything we've done tonight. It's been fantastic to have him on the feed right here.
Give for a loss. Condris, and they were just all over him. They almost as if they knew what the play was. I mean, they were penetrated as soon as he got the handoff. By the way, Justin Gray was the intended receiver in the end zone prior to that play. Gray is a sophomore. So again, rotating in those youngsters. So Prescavage is going to attempt. Mangine is going to hold. Not quite set though right here. Hustling onto the field is Assis, Mateo Assis. From the 21, 31-yard attempt. High snap, ball's placed down, and this one is blocked. Second time Prescavage has been blocked in this game. First was the extra point, and here the field goal. Second quarter score, Long Branch knocking off Hamilton 21-7. So the score remains 29-0 with just 30 seconds left here in this first half of play of the first game of the 2018 season. Seems just like yesterday. Time flies.
It does. We had a fun season, and I really had a lot of fun being up in the booth with you here and just getting recontacted with football in general, because I'm not coaching this sport anymore. I do have my facilities that I train out of and stuff, but I really doing the broadcasting is really giving me my love back to football. It's hard after you retire from football. You get to you don't want to be around it. It's very depressing because some of your friends are still playing and you're sitting there looking out your window like a little kid, wishing you were playing kickball. Same exact feeling. and it gets depressing. But I feel this has brought me back, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Well, we're glad to have you back. Santoro gives off to Thorpe off the right side. And it's sure enjoyable for you to be able to also broadcast some of your alma mater.
Yeah, that was really fun. It's the first time they've ever done it, and I know I give credit to you and Tom Williams for thank you for having me on, and my high school was able to see us doing that. And today, is it possible we can do the same thing at home? And I said, let's figure it out. And they got it together within a couple months, and able to broadcast their first time a live game ever.
Glad you could do it. A mutually beneficial relationship. I enjoyed it as well. Right now, we're going to take a pause for Lippentop, and then we're going to be back to talk with brand new AD here at Rancocas Valley. And this is his first football game, and very enjoyable. After this.
Update your home with the long-lasting beauty of natural stone at the Hard Yard. Lippincott Supply in Mount Holly. We stock boulders, Belgian block, flagstone, stacking stone, and decorative gravel. We also offer a huge variety of natural thin veneer stone and custom cut stone. We can help you plan the job, rent the tools, and deliver it all. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the best place to buy natural stone products is at Lippincott Supply, downtown Mount Holly, since 1901.
Pre-loved, pre-approved, and new to you. Visit Miller Subaru in Mount Holly and get a great deal on a factory-certified pre-owned vehicle. Our certified pre-owned vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, special financing, a free Carfax included, and 24-hour roadside assistance. Get all of the luxuries and peace of mind of a new car at an affordable price. Miller makes it better. Miller Subaru, Route 38 Mount Holly, 24/7 at millersubaru.com.
Prime events in South Jersey Sports Talk present the Rancocas Valley Red Devils and the West Jersey Football League. This live coverage is presented by Bill Gordon Mount Holly Pro Day and the community-minded businesses of Mount Holly and Southern New Jersey. Now to the field. Here are Tony Blum and Dave Klemic.
Congratulations on the new position with Rancocas Valley, and what'd you think so far? First half, brand new school, a lot going on here, right?
Well, thank you, first of all. I'm loving it every second. The people here are so great. It's been 2 months or so since I've taken over, and really just the support I've been receiving has been awesome, and I'm excited. This crowd is tremendous, and just I love it. And, every week is going to get better and better. So.
Yeah, it's quite a tradition here at Rancocas Valley. I mean, when you think about some of the players who have come out of the school, like Franco Harris and Iverson Clement last year, and Alonzo Spielman and others, you've got a great football program here, and it just keeps going on year after year, and this year probably not going to be any exception.
Well, again, the tradition of this school, goes so far back. You named a few. You also, Irving Fryer, you had Alonzo Spellman, guys that played in the NFL and were superstars. So the tradition is always here. The athletes that are walking around this building, you're fortunate to have what you have.
And of course, you replaced longtime AD Tony Tirzo, and everybody loved Tony, and I'm sure that he's got big shoes to fill, but I'm sure you're looking forward to the opportunity.
Of course. I mean, anytime you step into a guy that went here, was a legend athletically here, and then he was a long-term AD, what can I say? You got big shoes to fill, and Tony was very well liked, and I've been fortunate enough to inherit the same assistant that he had, and she's constantly reaching out to Tony for me, and hopefully, at some point after Tony settles into retirement, he'll come back and give me some pointers as well. So, I mean, I admire all the work that he did here, and I'm just going to hopefully continue to do what he was able to get done.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from as far as previously to this school, and I hear that you were a pretty good wrestler in your own right. Is that right?
I guess you could say that. I went to Highland High School, which, you know, we were the #1 team in the country as a, you know, for 2 of my 4 years there, and I wrestled at the University of North Carolina, had some good success there as well, and was able to wrestle with some of the best, you know, guys in the country. I coached a number of years. I spent some time as the assistant athletic director at Gloucester County College as well as the wrestling coach there. We won a bunch of national titles. I coached at Sterling High School, taught health and phys ed there for the last 18 years, and that kind of has led me to here. You know, at one point I wasn't sure if I was just going to continue to coach or continue to teach, and then when this opportunity came up, you know, just what we talked about earlier, the reputation of Rancocas Valley as an athletic school, just an all-around great place, really lured me to this position.
Yeah, it's one of the top, really, teams all around in South Jersey, because not only football, but they also have a tradition of having a very good basketball program as well. Of course, Bryce Mangine is a great pitcher as well, already committed to the University of Pennsylvania, so baseball. But talk about the other sports and how you're approaching them and continuing that tradition.
Well, you know what? The first thing that I noticed from day one is that the communities here and the sending districts of Rancocas Valley are very lucky that we have the coaches that we have. I've inherited a veteran coaching staff that has really made my job pretty easy. You know, I have guys doing things for me that maybe is probably my job, but they know what needs to be done, and they're helping me. So it's been a blessing for me to come in and work with such a veteran staff. You know, Jay Flanagan, who coaches the girls soccer team, Damon Petrus, who's the boys soccer coach, Diana Sermatori, who is the field hockey coach. Just a number of people that have just been so cooperative with me. And more importantly, they've been handling their own business and preparing their teams and making my job easy because they're ahead of the game for me. I haven't had to do a lot of the tests that maybe a normal athletic director does because I have a veteran staff. So it's been lucky for me. They're all there to support me, give me advice. So I'm trying to do the same. And then Coach Houseman has been great. We've developed a great rapport right from the get-go. So I'm looking forward to it. And you know, going back to what we said about leading here, you know, I did my research on Rancocas Valley. And last year, like, every single team, as you mentioned, is competitive. They're competitive at a high level. You know, the boys soccer team played for the South Jersey Sectional Championship. Girls soccer's in the thick of it. Boys basketball, girls basketball, in the thick of it. Volleyball, in the thick of it. That's really what leads you. You know, obviously the football team lost with 10 seconds left in the state championship game. So that's, you know, it's great coaches here. And it's made my job easy, and that's, you know, what we're looking forward to. I think our girls are one of the threats to win Group 4 this year. The boys are going to be a little bit of rebuilding in terms of soccer, but I think that they'll still be a threat to win South Jersey Group 4. Field hockey is so much more improved. The coaching staff is doing phenomenal. You know, I know they had a scrimmage the other day where they're really competing on a high level, so we look forward to the fall sports.
The other thing, too, is the coaches have been here a while. It's always good when you have consistency year after year. I mean, Coach Houseman's been here a while, basketball coaches, and other coaches, they've been here a while, and that really, when you have those coaches and they can kind of see those kids coming up through the ranks and they know what kind of they're going to get when they see these players come through the high school and how they coach them up, it's got to be something that really is valuable to you as an AD, but also to the sport itself.
Well, you know what? It's great that you see that, because what happens is you start to get legacies type students. So a coach is coaching an athlete who graduates, and then 5 years later their brother or sister come up through the program, and now you're coaching their, so they know what you're all about. It also, the community gets to know you, and then the kids themselves get to know you, and they look forward to playing for Coach Houseman. They look forward to playing for Coach Flanagan because they know that that's the ultimate. There's the high school team. If you play for Coach Flanagan or Coach Houseman or Coach Petrus, you're now a high school varsity player. And that stuff is great. And like you said, when you have a veteran staff that knows what they're doing, it just builds a community, and that's, people rally around that and they support the programs. And, coaching's a hard profession today, and to have coaches that stay a long time is very rare, because high school sports have changed dramatically, and there is a lot of pressure on these coaches. There's a lot of extra to-do lists that they have to cover now. Every coach has to be certified under concussions, under heat. They have to be CPR first aid. There's a lot of work they're doing in the off seasons besides coaching. So it's a tribute to an individual when you see that they've been coaching for 10 to 12 to 15 years.
And, of course, this past year we probably saw as many well-recognized names in the football coaching ranks resign. I mean, they've been there a long time, and they became opening. So, again, it's going to happen eventually, but your program is still cranking out with those same coaches. Last one from me, coming from a smaller school to a bigger school. They say when you go from high school to college or college to pro, what was the biggest adjustment? What was the biggest adjustment for you?
Well, for me, it's the number of students that I'm dealing with. And, the 3 levels of sports. So, when I was at the college level, we had one team. There wasn't a JV team. Like, you prepared and it was one team. At Sterling High School, where I was at for a number of years, it was mostly varsity JV. It wasn't all 3 levels. It's the number of students, like I said, as I look out here amongst our crowd, we haven't even stepped foot in school for the 2018-19 school year. And, there's 600 students here right now.
And it's Labor Day weekend.
I guess, the beach can wait for these kids, and that's awesome. And that's been the biggest thing, is just recognizing the size of the school. It's a totally different community, although, the one thing I will say is that sports is a fraternity. So I have friends in a lot of places. And, there's a number of people I've come up here that I'm familiar with prior to me even starting here. So, it's definitely an adjustment, just the size of the school, as you alluded to earlier. So,
well, we appreciate you coming up here and chatting with us a little bit, and best of luck in your new position here at Rancocas Valley, and I'm sure you're looking forward to being here for a long time.
Absolutely, and hopefully next week, if we continue to meet at halftime, I'll have great updates for our first week of live action for our other sports teams. As obviously, we want to continue. And guess what? Next Friday is going to be a huge football game.
Williamstown.
Yes. They're, in most polls ranked, 2, 3, 4. And we're 7, 8, 9, 10 in some. So it's going to be a huge football game and fun.
It's interesting because the schedule a little tougher this year, but all the games are going to be so good, and that's what the West Jersey Football League has really put together now. After those first 2 years of seeing, okay, how is this going to shake out? Now you got those great divisions where pretty much a good game every week.
Yes, but I think if I was coaching, I'd want a couple cupcakes here and there to get my team together. But we have in the upcoming weeks, we have Williamstown, who's loaded. St. Augustine, Cherokee, Shawnee, Lenape, Trenton. I mean, there's no breather there.
No cupcakes.
Yeah, so you better come on Monday, be ready to work, and get ready for Friday or Saturday, because that's where we're at. So it's a good thing. So hopefully next week we'll have good news for you.
Well, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you
again. Best
us.
of luck.
Absolutely.
All right.
Awesome.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
All right. Rancocas Valley. New AD. Mike Glenn. And sounds like he's really excited about his new position here at Rancocas Valley. And Tony Tirzo was here for such a long time, such a great guy, but everybody retires eventually. 29-0. Rancocas Valley on top of Camden Catholic. In over 45 years, Alimo Group has provided quality engineering services to public clients throughout New Jersey and New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Many of these clients have used Alimo Group services for years, and the firm has received many engineering and planning awards for municipal and state projects. Alimo Group services are tailored to a client's specific needs. They range from water wells to footbridges and nature paths to new structures and facilities. The Alimo Group can engineer your ideas and help you create just what you need. The result in just 45 minutes with an average burn of 700 calories per camp. They skip the pre-registration and waiting list and get started as soon as you walk in the door, no matter the time of the day. Burn Boot Camp, located on Route 38 in Hainesport. Give them a call, 856-924-8824. They offer free child care at various times each day. Burn Boot Camp, your chance to get in better shape in 45-minute sessions. So we are here at halftime, winding down as Rancocas Valley on top. And Dave, Mike Lamb sounded really, really excited to take over the program here at Rancocas Valley. As you know, great athletic program, not just in football, but pretty much from top to bottom.
And they have a great history here. They have a bunch of Hall of Fame football players in Irving Fryer and
Rancocas Valley has a guy named
from Penn State. Come on.
FH.
Yeah, Franco Harris. Oh my God.
And Irving Fryer and Alonzo Spielman. And let's not forget Iverson Clement, of course.
Iverson Clement's going to be in that list as well. And you know, that alone, that one of those athletes would be enough to be, you know, wow, I can't believe that person actually went to the school. That's 2, 3 fantastic, I mean, like, unbelievable football players. And this facility, as you guys can see, you're going to look at the camera looking away from what the real nice facility is, but it's just the backside of it. It really does look like a college. It's almost like a stadium effect, the way the whole thing's built. He's walking into like a super high-tech looking place with the tennis courts behind us, an elevator that comes up to here. It's world-class facilities here, so he's got to be excited about that.
No question. Bill Gordon Field, Coach Bill Gordon Field, and as you say, it is kind of a small college look. The school is just off to the right next to the field. Artificial surface, of course, with a great track as well. So I like the way they put it here.
Yeah,
so close to
right
the school. Yeah.
And then really neat in the back side, you can actually see some homes in it's tucked into a neighborhood here. It's got a unique feel to it. Now I can say unique. I played in a field that was in college that was surrounded by homes in the middle of Boston, and actually in Brookline, Massachusetts, and our field was not as nice as this.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's true of many schools. There are, especially if you take a look at some of the schools in Texas. I mean, these schools have 12 to 20,000 seat stadiums.
Yeah.
But then we know how big football is in Texas.
Yeah. Ohio, the same. Ohio, Brother Rice in Michigan. They have that's a big one. They fill up. Massillon in Ohio. They probably put 20,000 in the stadium. And there's still good numbers here. You see 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 people here at a game. That's huge for high school. And Rancocas puts that here every week. They have a fantastic fan section over here. Their kids have a blast together.
Some updates in the third quarter. St. Peter's Prep leads Millville 22-6. Halftime, it's West Deptford 7 and Paulsboro also 7. We'll try to keep you updated. Willingboro 14, Cedar Creek 7. Both teams back on the field. Rancocas Valley will be kicking off, and Camden Catholic will be receiving 29-0. The Red Devils on top, and it really has been all Red Devils, but when you really take it down and take a look at it, I should say, and you break it down, Dave, I mean, the game has really revolved around one Danny Condris and his ability to return punts.
Well, 3 of them have been in the end zone. One gets called back. If you're tuning in late, you just saw one. I've never seen that happen before. But I predicted the one. I predicted the second one, which is pretty cool. I did not predict the third one because I didn't think they were going to kick it to him. So, and they did accidentally, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they meant him to have the ball in his hands. But he did make something beautiful happen out of, it was like a botched kick. He rolled up on him. I mean, he had somebody right on his shoulder pads as soon as he caught it, and he still snuck away and scored.
Well, Condris has run one in from 48 yards on a jet sweep. 27-yard punt return. Touchdown pass from Mangine to Hill, and a 48-yard punt return from Danny Condris. So you do the math. I just can't believe, why do they kick it to him? Just kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just trying to get the kick off in the first place. Just get it done, do it right. They'll deal with it. I don't know if they actually expected to be competitive today, and they at times they were, and they make some stops, which is more than I thought they would do in the first place, losing that many people.
So we'll be set for the second half kickoff in just a moment. Parent Chief Chapels has been part of the greater Mount Holly community for more than 180 years. Community service and participation are both part of their heritage. When you have a need for their services, you can call 609-267-0399 or go to their website at parentchief.com or visit their warm and comfortable offices at 435 High Street in Mount Holly. They are there to help honor the memory of your loved ones. Parent Chief Chapels, a proud supporter of the student athletes at Rancocas Valley High School. So Rancocas Valley, the Red Devils will be kicking it off from left to right, up 29-0. Next week is Coach, I should say, is AD Mike Lamb mentioned, it's Williamstown here, so step up in competition. Williamstown, an excellent team, one of the top-rated teams in South Jersey.
Also, an update was State College of PA actually played at St. Augustine's Prep, and they beat them. The final score is 19-7. St. Augustine losing that one, which they're going to have a good team this year, and so that team is like a feeder from Penn State, and I would say that St. Augustine is a feeder to Villanova if I ever saw anything like a feeder school, but State College PA is like a feeder to Penn State, so they're going to have some good players there all over Pennsylvania as a regional school, and they just beat them pretty good.
Preskavich to kick it away. Preet back along with Zaire Tart. Camden Catholic looking to get on the scoreboard here in the third. Preskavich again with an impressive kick back to the 8-yard line as Tate starts to his right. Finds a slight opening across the 20 to the 25-yard line. So the Irish will open for business at their own 25-yard line. Have not really had much of an opportunity to get anything going offensively.
Looks like the starters are back in. At least until they go, probably until they get to the running clock. But everybody's back. Edrick's in there, Mangine's in there, Hill's in there.
Some of the up front people, Mark Loveland, Darius Wakefield, Drew Boker, named from last year's team, Jordan Neal. Mickey Santor, the quarterback, ducks in. Back to pass, sets, throws deep down the right side, and this one is intercepted at the 40-yard line. To the 45, along the right sideline, into Camden Catholic territory. That's Jerome Hill, and he's jolted out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. That one just overthrown, Dave, and right there to make the pick was Hill.
Well, one note is that quarterback can throw the ball. The other note is that there was absolutely no timing involved with that at all, and it looked like he floated it right down the middle and needed to stay to the outside of the numbers probably, but he did put some air under that ball.
He was under pressure too as he released.
But pretty decent arm.
Ball is marked at the 37-yard line. Check that, 32-yard line, pardon me, of Camden Catholic. Bryce Mangine has been in there all the way, senior quarterback, 6'2", 165-pounder. Moses is the running back. Mangine, the toss to Moses. Moses gets the block from Myers inside the 30-yard line to the 26.
Right now on defense, I don't think that Camden Catholic has maybe one or two guys over 200 pounds on that whole defense. And they're going to get pushed around a little bit here. And their I mean, you really can't compete with people that are that much bigger than you in the interior. I mean, on the outside, you can get away with all the speed, but in the interior, you're gonna need some beef.
Triple stack formation to the right side. Mangine talking to the offensive lineman, trying to get his offense set. Of course, he knows this offense probably inside and out. Been the starter for 3 years. Mangine deep down the left side. End zone touchdown. I think that was Jameer Washington with a reception.
So you can see that was what happened here was a great read by Bryce Mangine. There was a corner blitz. Now he slowed the cadence down because he saw that the corner number 6 was starting to creep in to blitz, and then once he backed him off, he called he moved it back as if he wasn't going to blitz, but he knew. So when he made that snap, he saw that blitz was coming in, he threw it right over his head and just filled the gap.
Washington with great size at 6'3", a junior. The snap, Preskavich with the boot, and it is good.
With 10 minutes, 41 seconds remaining.
So now 36-0. Rancocas Valley all over Camden Catholic. Premier Barbershop is the place to get your hair cut. They have experienced barbers at Premier who specialize in the latest styles, fades, temple tapers, mohawks, comb-overs, designs, and more. Premier Barbershop at 14 High Street in Mount Holly. They're a diversified establishment. If you look good, they look good. Get sharp at Premier Barbershop in Mount Holly. So 10:41 left here in the third, and the Rancocas Valley off the pick by Hill wasted little time in striking again.
That's the way to be a ball hawk, though, Hill.
Number 22, Zaire Court. And number 8, Bruce.
So Preskavich will be kicking away again. He's been a busy man here this evening.
And so the running clock will start now. Does that go through, I mean, besides timeouts? It just, no matter what.
Right. Here's the kick. Tate comes up for it at the 14. Starting to his right, caught from behind and knocked down.
Immediately there by number 25.
Ty Matlock.
That was Matlock catching him from behind. So Camden Catholic will open for business at their own Piers 19-yard line. Try to go deep for the first time really in this game, and that proved disastrous.
All right, so now we're bringing the most of the second stringers in. Well, not all of them, but I see some of the the starters coming out. Mangine's out.
Give off the left side, nothing there at all, and a marker comes in late.
There is a marker on the play.
Making the stop was Darius Wakefield, but he had help.
I don't know what the penalty is. Right now, if I'm Camden Catholic, let's just get out there and just start to try to run some disciplined plays. Go through the easiest plays in the playbook. Try to get them right. Get practice against a really good team in Rancocas Valley, and just try to get some very simple, basic plays down.
Face mask was the call against Rancocas Valley.
Because even if you scored a quick one where you throw it over somebody's head, it's not really going to give you confidence. You get confidence from building small little wins,
Preet and Tate to the left side. Billy McCleary now the quarterback.
First and 10.
Give off the right side to Thorpe. Minimal gain, if at all.
That's Trey Thorpe on the carry.
We expected to see the rotation of the quarterbacks, Santora and McCleary, but this is the first time we've seen McCleary in this game.
Very short gain on the play.
Give him a half a yard.
We got one of the smaller players I've seen, number 12 here from Camden Catholic. He's a real tiny guy. His pads are barely fitting him right now.
Backs line up in the I formation, and the gives to the up man in the I.
So I used to look like, hey, it's okay, man. You're going to put the weight on. Don't worry. I did too. My pants were all saggy like that when I was a skinny freshman and sophomore too. Don't worry about it.
Joe Puncello, the fullback, getting the call. Picks up a couple.
3rd and 7 for the yard.
That's Mark Hendry, number 12.
What a tough situation to walk into, though, getting 27 transfers. I can't imagine what any team would look like after being disassembled like that. I just give him credit. I'm going to shake the coach's hand after the game just to, because I know he's going through something.
Back to pass. Again is McCleary throwing over the middle, but no one there. And that'll bring up 4th down, and let's see what they do here. Condris is still going to be back there to receive
Tony
it.
looked at me like, no, he's not going to do it. I hope they don't. I hope they don't kick it.
Henry DeVerso.
Straight out of bounds. Get it over the 50-yard line, right out of bounds. That's how you got to do.
From his own 24. Kick high to the left side, and this one does bound out of bounds at around the 41-yard line. And they keep it away from Danny Condris. So Rancocas Valley again with the football. The clock continues to run with that 36-0 lead by the Red Devils. Don't forget, we'll be right back here next weekend. Rancocas Valley hosts Williamstown.
I think Williamstown is one of the biggest schools. I think, is that a Group 5 school? One of the biggest schools in the state. It's a huge school, huge talent pool to draw from. Although you do see a lot of the Williamstown kids going to the prep or going to St. Joe's or going to Bishop Eustace. A lot of the talent is spread out there.
Mangine still in at quarterback. Hands to Condris for the loss. We've seen a couple of plays in this game where the defense of Camden Catholic has really showed a lot of penetration. It just, they haven't done it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, there's signs of, there's signs, just they're not consistent enough to play. That's being young, that's being inexperienced, and they'll show signs if the group stays together over the years. They'll improve and, put some weight on.
Slot formation to the left side, actually a double slot formation, and coming across for the encroachment is Camden Catholic.
Here's a surprising update. Egg Harbor Township 21, Atlantic City 8. The Egg Harbor Township has struggled. They only had one win last year, and it was over Mainland, my alma mater, and right is the last game of the season. So I was a little shocked to see that, but EHT's up 21-8 in the third.
2nd down and 11 for Rancocas Valley. Ball at the 41-yard line. Screen coming up to the left side. Just does get it off across the 45 to the 49-yard line. That was Condris one more time.
After today, Condris is going to be statistically one of the leaders in the country. And if you will check out on that huddle information, we'll see he's going to be a leader in a couple categories this year. I think it's neat huddle, since huddle's been around, you can see all the scores across the country no matter what, and you kind of get to compare yourself to what the rest of the nation's doing.
Yeah, he's come back stronger and looks super quick, does Danny Condris. Of course, as you said earlier, they lost him late in the season last year, and it definitely hurt them. Of course, they had Watson as a wide receiver, who you kind of coached up a little bit last year, right?
Yeah, I couldn't help it. I'm up in the booth. I couldn't help it. I had to get down on the field and start molding and shaping. But, you know, what a talent he was, and I just saw, you know, some of his posture alone would give away some of the play. And I tried to, and as soon as I said it to him, he's so coachable, he fixed it right away and then never saw it again for the rest of the season.
15-yard walk-off against Camden Catholic. Puts the ball at the 41-yard line of Camden Catholic. Here's the give off the right side. Smashing through is Moses inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Anthony Moses on the carry.
Pickup of 6 yards.
A gain of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Red Devils.
Just kind of methodically moving the football here. Again, the double slot formation.
Here's the new and improved Coach Hausman. He's probably 20 pounds lighter, or he's just he got a new haircut and some black clothes. He looks nice and skinny this year.
Tossed by Mangine to the left side. Probably the best thing he could have done because he got rid of it. It was incomplete, and they go play another play.
Yep. I should be talking about football. But when the score is 36-0, not much to talk about.
Nonetheless, 3rd down and 4 for Rancocas Valley.
3rd and 4 for the Red Devils.
As you heard Athletic Director Mike Lamb talk about some of the teams that are going to be playing this year compared to last year. A lot tougher schedule.
34-yard line.
Mangine, play action. Throws a pick at the 29-yard line and knocked out of bounds at around the 39-yard line.
Nice read by number 14.
Sean Cullen with a pick.
Nice read. Just read his eyes, and you know that was a quick pass, and he just stepped right in front of it. Unbelievable read, like a baseball player read.
It's funny when you look at a play like that, you go, who's he throwing? Just the reaction of the fans sometimes is, who was he throwing to? He threw it right through to the defender. But a lot of time, you can't see the defender. You're looking at the receiver, and you don't even see the defender.
And that defense, this is so important for receivers to hit the depth of the routes because it turns the hips of the shoulders, hips, turns the eyes of the defensive back. And half the time, that's your battle, is getting the guy to look the other way so your quarterback can complete the pass behind their eyes.
Yeah, especially when you're throwing deep, the objective is to move the free safety out so that he goes one way and you're throwing it somewhere else.
Yeah, when you have an out route underneath you, you always run the outside release from the corner. If you run inside, then you'll see the corner still got his eyes inside and can pick that ball off and make a play because he'll put his eyes right on the quarterback. It's kind of something like that happened right here. I'm not blaming the wide receiver, but that was just a great play by number 14, Cullen.
Again, the 5-yard walk-off against Camden Catholic. They've had a whole bunch of them in this game. The give off left tackle for a minimal gain, across the 35 to the 37-yard line. That was Thorpe, just a freshman, 5'9", 170. I'm sure you're going to be hearing a lot about him over the next 3 years.
He picks up about 3 yards. That'll bring up
2nd and 3. Check that, pardon me, 13.
The ball is now spotted on the Irish 42-yard line.
Crete split out to the left side. Cleary giving off to Thorpe again. He's hemmed in and thrown for a 1-yard loss.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the third
Darius
quarter.
Wakefield again making the stop, and he's been busy in this game. And Wakefield is only a sophomore at 6'2", 260, so looking forward to the next couple of years for from him. 36-0 as we finish quarter number 3. And over the years, Third Base Sports and Trophies has grown into one of the leading companies on the East Coast in providing all of your trophy and apparel needs. Located on Hollywood Avenue in Cherry Hill, they provide one-stop shopping to their customers with outstanding quality, service, and affordability. Open Monday through Friday from 9 till 5, Saturdays from 9 till noon. Phone 856-665-0114. Remember to stop at Third Base on your way home. And Bill Gordon Mount Holly Pro Day is proud to support Rancocas Valley football. Bill Gordon Mount Holly Pro Day is an annual not-for-profit event established in 1998 as a way to financially support area youth programs. Everything from Pop Warner football to Mount Holly Library. The 22nd annual Bill Gordon Mount Holly Pro Day is coming up, so make sure you check out the details online at onlc.com/Pro Day. So we start the fourth and final quarter here. Splitting far out to the right side is Mark Henry, the diminutive wide receiver. And again, the whistle. Appears again the legal procedure is going to be called against Camden Catholic, and it is. Tough enough to win a game, but they have really been plagued by penalties in this game.
Yeah, that happens with the young team. All will be forgiven. These guys are, they got a lot to build from, and I believe it's probably one of the toughest things to try to do as a head coach. And when you're trying to build an army, it's like a small army build it off of timing. It's really hard to do in a short period of time. Really, these guys have a lot of times they do spring ball now. They're doing practices over the winter. They do 7-on-7s now. They get to practice during the summer, and it's a lot about timing. No time for that.
Third down, 20. Quick pitch to the left side. That's incomplete. Intended for Preet.
That was intended for Preet.
And they'll be punting again.
I'm really surprised to see a lot of their defensive starters still out there.
Carlos Vasquez back to receive this punt, so Condor's getting a break. I guess he could say that Camden Catholic's getting an even bigger break.
I still think they should kick it out. It may not, to be honest, it may not be the strength of Condors as the weakness of Camden Catholic on special teams.
Kick is short. It's down 47-yard line of Camden Catholic. They get the roll. It'll be down to the 42-yard line of Rancocas Valley.
And because I'm sure I'm sure he's sure of it. You're never going to have you're not going to put the ball in the end zone 3 times unless you're playing against your own JV, which this team may be a JV team right now. So as much as they are dominating the game, they also need to Rancocas Valley just needs to be disciplined. They need to play discipline, and then that coach can't walk in the locker room. He knows he's going to win. Coach can't go and yell at you for anything. Like, well, we did what we did. We executed the way we were supposed to. What can we work on? But Condors is, he's the alpha for sure on this field right now, and Mangine, and we'll see that throughout we'll probably see that throughout the season.
Mangine's still in there at quarterback. $36-0. Mangine up the middle to Moses, across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Probably the thought process here is we're not looking to pile it on. What we're looking to do is get as much practice as we can against an opponent, being this is our first game, because we know we got a really good team coming in here next week.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm pretty much answering my own question with the rules and regulations they put on contact during football preseason and during practice. You probably need to get as much practice getting contact as you can. So that's probably why he's got the still has all the starters in. How do you think? How's my aim on that?
Sounds good to me. Throwing to the left side, and it's complete. Inside the midfield line to the 48-yard line. That was a cease with a reception and a first down.
I'm pretty sure if I asked Coach, he'd say the same thing. You know, we can't go 2-a-days anymore. We can't hit but once a week. You know what I mean? For 45 minutes or whatever. They're not, you know. So being on the field, there's no restrictions on play like they do in baseball or whatever. How many pitches you can throw and how many times you can start. They're just trying to get experience, getting hit, you know, making full contact.
They do have scrimmages, but it's not quite the same as a real game.
No.
Mangine with a give. Fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Camden Catholic. The give was to Ty Matlock, but he just got it punched out. You could see it rolling on the turf, and it was recovered easily by Camden Catholic.
It was recovered by number 8, Preet.
Preet with a recovery.
On the play.
And this kind of just what I know Coach Hausman's going to go lose it about, was just making those mistakes. You don't want to make any mistakes, like mental errors or, you know, penalties or selfish penalties or anything like that, fumbles. These are the little things that, you know, and this is a second turnover in a row. So I'm sure, you know, these are things you would just want to look perfect and not have mistakes. Like this is where you're going to go and see them doing laps afterwards. And they were, that's what they're going to be doing after. And they just had a big win. But that's what a great coach does, is they say, you know, we're still going to discipline you even though you won. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to push you.
But if you had your druthers, turning the ball over when you're up 36-zip is a lot easier to take than if you're in a close game. But that's when you can make those corrections.
Sure. And on that play, they were just late getting to the huddle. These guys saw that they were still huddled on the sideline. They were smart, ran out there and try to snap the ball before they could make it into position.
Josh Smith with a big loss for Rancocas Valley. Smith is a senior, 6-footer, 215 pounds.
I kind of expected this, but St. Peter's put it on Millville, 35-6.
They give to Thorpe off the left side, bounces off the tackle, continues driving across the 40 to the 43-yard line. So you can see the potential in Mr. Thorpe and why the coach Hall likes him so much. You got to remember, Millville is not the team they were last year either.
Yeah, they lost some serious talent.
Yeah. So now third down, we'll call it 5. 5:40 left in the ball game as the clock continues to run with that 36-point lead for Rancocas Valley. McCleary with a bad snap, picks it up, throws back to the left side. It's intercepted at the 44-yard line. Across the 30, he has a convoy, and he's dragged down from behind. Great pick.
16, Anthony Catlett Davis.
Ball is picked up by number 16, Anthony Catlett Davis.
Interesting, they have him listed on the roster, Dave, as a quarterback linebacker. He's a big quarterback right there.
Combination. I've never heard that combination before. I'm going to see if that's a typo.
And he was right on the passing lane and able to pick it off. So first and goal from just inside the 10.
All right, combination. That's maybe that's been around before. And there's never been a quarterback D lineman, DLQB. I've never seen that one.
The snap and the loss.
Carlos Vasquez, number 17,
and Casey Conley, the quarterback. He's a senior. Of course, he's had to sit behind Bryce Mangine all these years, so they can get him in the game and give him some experience because, 3 years ago, Mangine got injured. They didn't even know if he was going to be able to come back, but he did. But you got to have that depth at quarterback.
And you're always one play away. So I'm glad they're putting him in at least for a little bit.
Now some confusion on the snap and a marker.
And pretty much, I mean, if you ever want to get your shot, it's got to be, you know, most times, unfortunately, it's on an injury. You know, where the first time you get a shot or you do it on special teams is when somebody goes down, take a couple plays, and they see some flashes of greatness in you, and then that's your position.
Unless you're Alabama against Georgia in the national championship where they put in a freshman and he pulls them out, right?
Yeah, that was very unique.
Conley, the toss to the right side. Complete inside the 15. See where they're going to mark it. That was complete to Myers, Danny Myers. They put the ball down, looks like about the 11-yard line. Tough to see because there's a whole bunch of lines down that end of the field for other sports like soccer. Third down.
Bring up a third down, third and goal.
Third and goal, bad snap. The give up the middle, nothing there at all. That play was kind of messed up right from the get-go.
Yeah, so the yellow lines are soccer lines, I think, and the blue lines are lacrosse, I think. Then the red lines, that's also soccer, or no, that might be field hockey.
You know what Tom Williams told me the other day? He said lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in the country.
I would have loved to play lacrosse. I would have loved to do
that
in the spring. I would have loved to do that. Although I was a track athlete, I would have loved to maybe ran indoor track and played lacrosse. It's a lot of fun.
Fourth and goal. Again, the snap on the ground, and Conley has no shot at all. He's dumped at the 14-yard line. Clock winding down, 1:45 left in the ball game, so they'll take over. Camden Catholic will, still looking for their first points. In the fourth quarter, Williamstown leads Vineland 10-7. Paulsboro a 19-14 lead in the fourth over West Deptford. Of course, West Deptford with a new coach. Consistently one of the top programs in all of South Jersey. Camden Catholic on the field, trailing at 36-0, under a minute left in the ball game. Quick toss to the left side is complete for no gain.
That ball is complete. Short gain. Maybe a gain of 2.
Crete on the reception.
For the Irish. The ball is spotted at the Camden Catholic 16. 30 seconds.
30 seconds left. Give up the middle, pounding forward.
That ball was given to number 22, Zaire Tart.
That was Tart on the carry. Just 17 seconds left, and I think that's going to may get one more play off here. And they do. Off left tackle, Thorpe caught from behind along the right sideline. He's belted out of bounds at the 42-yard line, and that's going to do it. That's the end of the ball game with Rancocas Valley starting off the season with a 36-0 victory. Dave Klemic headed down to the field to talk with Coach Hausman in just a moment, but before that, we're going to take this short break for this message from Lippincott.
Friday night at 7 p.m. here at RV. RV will host the Williamstown Braves.
Update your home with the long-lasting beauty of natural stone at the Hard Yard. Lippincott Supply in Mount Holly. We stock boulders, Belgian block, flagstone, stacking stone, and decorative gravel. We also offer a huge variety of natural thin veneer stone and custom cut stone. We can help you plan the job, rent the tools, and deliver it all. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the best place to buy natural stone products is at Lippincott Supply, downtown Mount Holly, since 1901.
He must be away from class. Yeah, he must work, or his grandkids. So when do you start back up? Tuesday. Tuesday, you back? But I'll be here at like 7:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. No, I come in at, see, because what happens is you guys come in and you start filling out all that stuff, like data and all that stuff. Yeah, so, somebody's got to take all that stuff. Linda was where I usually only work.
Back here at Rancocas Valley, 36-0. Rancocas Valley knocking off Camden Catholic. Dave Klemic. Looks like he's got a hold of Coach. Just waiting for a second. Looking to hear from the head coach.
Here on the field, Coach Hausman. Hey. Congratulations on the win. I know you probably expected to, but how do you feel about your team's execution today?
We got, obviously, when you go back and watch film, there's always mistakes to clean up, and that's what we have to do because we did make a lot of mistakes. So we have to go back to film and get ready to work because there's no easy week in this schedule. So
that's what I thought. The same thing. I think you're just looking to make some improvements on last year's, like the smoothness and like the way the team works as a unit. Individually, you had some great performances, and that may or may not have been the strength of your unit, but maybe the weakness of the other one in some areas. But you got it. I mean, Danny Condris was an alpha out there today. Can you give us a word on Danny Condris' performance?
Oh, I mean, even last year he showed glimpses of being able to do those things. We just got to keep him to stay healthy. He had a few injuries last year, so he was up and down a little last year. But, when he's healthy, he can do those things that he did tonight.
And your feelings going into your next game against Williamstown?
Oh, we got to go clean things up. I mean, they're just a really good team, and we have a lot of stuff to clean up to be able to go compete with them next week. So we have to get to work on Monday.
It's been great being with you again this year, and I'm very psyched to be here. All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dave Klemic. Sorry for the interruption, but someone lost a credit card in the stands, but unfortunately we are not doing the PA. Dave Klemic talking to Coach Hausman. 36-0. Highway Tire and Auto Service stocks a wide selection of tires for your vehicle. Their passenger tire inventory includes favorite brands like Goodyear, Kelly, Dunlop. You'll get the best replacement tire that is for your car, light truck, or SUV right now. But there is more. Highway Tire and Auto Service, family-owned and operated for over 50 years, also offers specials on oil changes, alignment, and brake service. Highway Tire and Auto Service, 1661 Route 38 in Mount Holly. Phone them 609-267-5300 or visit them online at highwaytires.com. And there's something for everybody at Dempster's Sports Pub in Mount Holly. Early bird specials, Mexican Monday, Saturday breakfast, Thursday, a great menu featuring their scrumptious burgers, nightly entertainment, and a wide array of beverages. But Dempster's Sports Pub was designed for the sports fan. You can watch all the NFL and college football games, plus baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, you name it. They have their own teams or shuffleboard, darts, and horseshoes. Dempster's Sports Pub. 437 Pine Street, just off Route 38 in Mount Holly, where friends become family. And Adams Electrical Contractors are your residential specialists handling additions, renovations, and basements. Adams Electrical can supply and install generators, indoor and outdoor lighting, ceiling fans, smoke detectors, whatever you need. They offer free estimates and have been in business for over 35 years. Adams Electrical Contractors, 139 Pine Street in Mount Holly. Phone 609-267-8715 or visit them online on adamselectrical.com. All right, Dave, first one's in the books and pretty impressive. As you said, Danny Condra's show really all evening, and he's something special.
Yeah, he's something special. And I just didn't, it's not a really good litmus test because you really don't have a team, a fully assembled team here. It's almost playing like your second stringers here. So what you want to do, what he's saying, what you want to do is just execute. They made a lot of mistakes. Clean up the mistakes. You got your guys that looked good. Your guys that need to be worked, they still need to make those mistakes happen on timing and stuff like that. No matter whatever the competition that you're playing, that's your own mistakes. They had a big kickoff return, which is something against a team that's not very athletic right now. That has to be cleaned up, and that's my take from today's game. But still, tremendous team, and they're going to have a pretty good team this year going forward.
Tough schedule, but they look pretty good here tonight. Once again, the final score, Rancocas Valley knocking off Camden Catholic 36-0. Of course, I'd like to thank Dave Klemic, Mike Wolverton on the video, Dean Bukowski, producer, and, of course, Prime Events, who puts it all together. Once again, the final score from Rancocas Valley, the Red Devils opening up their season impressively by knocking off Camden Catholic 36-0. For Dave, this is Tony. So long for now.
Thanks, Tony.